Hello everyone. I have not uploaded a proper fursuit video in quite some time. The main reason being it has just simply been too hot to fursuit lately, even indoors in my air conditioned house. It's just been, you know, 90 degrees, 103 more or less so, heat index, and yeah, I just haven't been able to get into fish for a while and just talk on camera for a bit. The last time I even wore them out and about or for any extended period of time was at Pride. So I figured it's a rainy slash stormy day today and I would find a reason to make another video. And another reason I have not been able to fursuit as much lately is because of my current job, and I'm focusing on that quite a bit. I want to make money, obviously. I need to pay my tuition, I need to have gas money, you know, and just excess money for, going out and about, getting food, because I still also want to have a relatively eventful summer. But with that being said, and with work being mentioned, I decided, well, what's something I can do to implement into a video today? And there's been a running theme happening at my workplace the past about week, maybe week and a half. You know them, you hate them. I'm talking about Karens. Now, I have had past experiences with Karens before. Don't get me wrong. This is not my first rodeo by any means, but it is kind of my first few in the context of myself being a retail worker and them coming after me. Usually in the past, if there was a Karen, there would be, maybe somebody else that they were getting mad at, and I was just kind of a bystander. And then there was also just the general rude person at my last retail job, but nothing that really screamed Karen. Oh boy, has that changed entirely with this job. I have been hoping to have a regular work day for the past, like I said, about a week. I don't know if it's just something in the air, if it's been the 4th of July and holiday week and weekend, but something has just made them run rampant lately. Now, this is my first month at this new job. I haven't been here very long, so I'm still kind of getting my feet wet with everything. And that includes dealing with very unruly customers. In fact, I just had one last night that I had to deal with. Now, this was a relatively peaceful shift that I had yesterday. Not really anything had gone wrong. I was chilling, I was just ringing people up, I was wishing them a good evening. It was getting close to the end of my shift. I was like, wow, this shift has actually gone pretty well. I'm actually enjoying myself a bit. It wasn't very busy. We didn't have, people asking me to run back and forth, check prices on things, try to use a billion coupons. It wasn't bad. Until this Karen shows up. So she comes up to my counter and I notice that she has a bag, meaning that usually they have a return if they already have one of our store's bags on her. And I ask, naturally, do you have a return? To which she says yes, she either had a return or exchange. It doesn't matter. And I said, oh, well, I'm sorry, but the customer service counter is in the back of the store. That's just how it is. That's just how our store was made. It's just how we operate. And she got so angry. She was huffing and puffing and throwing a little hissy fit. She was like, oh my gosh, really? Are you serious? She's like, you can't do a return up here. And I explained to her, no, that I was not trained and I do not know how to do returns. And you cannot do returns anywhere else in the store. If she would have asked anyone else, they would have told her the same thing. So she, of course, keeps on with her tantrum. She tells me that if her mother knew the state of this store, the state of what the store was in, that she would be rolling in her grave. And I was like, wow, really laying it on thick there, aren't you? So I just try to continue the transaction. I was getting a little anxious, as I usually do, but I was just trying to placate her. Just, be really nice. Say, hey, I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Is there anything else I could do for you? You know, naturally, I just tried to quickly and politely get her through the transaction as you are supposed to do. But for some reason, she still took issue with that, even though I was being as polite as possible. Sorry, I thought I heard something. So, she still has a fit for some reason or another. And she asks me if who the manager was, obviously, in typical Karen fashion. I tell her there's multiple and I could call somebody over, you know, right now. I could do it. And they could tell her that we don't do returns here. And so she's still throwing a fit, of course, and I'm just like, okay. And she asks me, well, like, who's the main manager? I tell her our main manager is out currently on maternity leave, and then that our other manager, that was just the AC going off, that our other manager is somewhere else in the store. And if I could call somebody, but there's no guarantee that, there are multiple managers, so I could call somebody and it might not be the person she wants particularly. So then she says she's just going to call in the next day, and then she asks me if the manager trained me, and I was like, well, yes, it was the manager who is on maternity leave, but whatever. She's all like giving me the stink eye or whatever. And so she finally goes back to customer service after throwing a fit because she's too lazy to do so. And then she finally gets back there. And a few minutes later, while I'm just chilling and after I was trying to forget about the situation, other than to complain about it when I got home, up comes another manager and she starts to talk to me saying, do you remember a customer that was really upset earlier? And I was like, yeah. She was upset because customer service is in the back of the store and she didn't feel like walking back there. And I told her politely that I cannot do returns. Well, apparently she had thrown a fit and insisted that I was rude to her, which for some reason is the Karens go to after they throw their tantrum. They will just do the whole 9 yards. Oh my god. And then they will insist that the person who was politely trying to explain the situation to them that is out of their control is automatically the rude one who's in the wrong. So of course at this point, I just give up. I was like, you know what? Fine. The manager told me I didn't do anything wrong, so what the hell? And yeah, that was the end of my shift last night. But what if I told you there was an even crazier one that happened to me last week? So as per usual, I'm chilling. Nothing really interesting happened, just ringing people up. Until this woman comes in, screaming and cursing and just absolutely losing her marbles over something. And she walks up to me, glaring me right in the eye with the crazy eyes, and telling me, I came in here so many years ago. I had signed up for a credit card, because we're one of those stores, that we have our own credit cards that you can use, and you can be in our rewards program, blah, 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 blah. Tons of places do that. And she was all like, I had my wallet stolen, and they won't let me cancel the credit card. And I was just kind of like, okay. And I give a sideways look to my coworker, like, what are we supposed to do about this? Like, we can't magically let you cancel your card. We're making minimum wage, and we're just checking people out here. So then she leaves, and then comes back a few minutes later. I'm just peacefully ringing someone up, just blah, 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 doing whatever. And she comes screaming and pounds her fists on the counter, demanding that we let her cancel her credit card. It's like, what? This happened years ago. Why aren't you working with law enforcement? Why aren't you working with a fraud department? What is going on? I was thinking we might have had to call security on this lady because I was afraid that she was going to get violent or something. Like, who knows? She could have like jumped behind the counter and like tried to attack one of us. So then I look at my coworker again and we're just like, well, let's just get one of our managers. So we call her over. This woman is just all up in arms. Of course, the other customers just feel bad for her. Yeah, let's not feel bad for the workers who are currently being verbally harassed and like scared shitless because she's pounding her fist on the counter like a crazy person. Yeah, let's just feel bad for her just because her car got stolen how many years ago and she refused to actually work with anybody who could get her that fixed. Yeah, that's a great idea. So of course she's super nice to our manager and then super mean to the people on the phone. I don't really remember what happened. Like I was in too much shock and just trying to get people through the line. I wasn't really paying attention. I was trying my best not to like look behind me at her on the phone because I was scared that she was gonna like think that I looked at her the wrong way or something and like jump me or something. It was she was absolutely unhinged. It was wild. So yeah, that was probably my craziest Karen yet. Even though I think the woman last night complaining about the customer service desk being in the back of the store, I think she was the stupidest reason to get mad, but I think that woman was the craziest one I've had yet. I will say that, and then someone will come along and top that. I'm trying to think if I have a better one. I don't have a better one, but I do have just another one that'll make you equally as mad. I was working at a different cash register, and I was just chilling again, and then I asked older woman who's shopping with her daughter. I was like, "Do you want to sign up for a credit card?" I have to ask everybody that, regardless. I will probably get a strict talking to if I don't ask everyone if they want a credit card. So I asked her, "Do you want to sign up for a credit card? You can get a discount if you sign up for a credit card because new members get a discount." And she's like, "Yeah, I'll sign up." So I take her through the process. It takes a little while, but it's not that big of a deal. So I get her done. I put the discount on their current transaction like she wanted me to. And it brings her almost $200 transaction, about $170, down to about $90. And they tried to argue that that was not 35% off because that's the amount. I was like, oh my god, are you serious right now? So I had called a manager over to help me with the line because I had just called for help and it happened to just be a manager who came and helped me because when we sign up for cards, sometimes I can hold up the line. So I turned to her and I talked to her. I was like, did I do this right? I did do this right, right? Like, no way I did it wrong. Like, ain't no way. And she was like, yeah, this is it. Like, she was like, if you have some clearance items, it won't apply, yada, yada, yada. So they got their discount. And they were like, oh. And they were like, this is a scam. Like, how dare you? Like, why did you put me through this when I didn't get all the money off I went? I'm like, what did you expect? Did you expect it to go down to like $50 or something? Like, not my fault. This is part of my job. And so they're all, they're just doing their little Karen tantrum or whatever. And I just stand there and was like, sorry, I guess. Just politely say I'm sorry and just continue and do their transaction. And so the daughter starts to pay. And so I get her through a transaction. She's like, I want to look up rewards. And I was like, okay, she probably has a separate phone number and email than what her mom just signed up for, right? No. She was trying to use the rewards account that they had just opened just now to get rewards on. It's not instant. You can't do that. At first I was like, oh, this is a different phone number because I didn't see what the phone number was. But then I was like, it says the customer can't be found, which usually happens with new accounts. But I was like, she insists. So then I start typing in the email, and I was like, wait a second, this is the email that you just signed up with. I was like, it's not going to be instant. That's not how it works. You're not going to immediately get rewards when you just signed up. It hasn't even been activated yet. So I was like, you'll get your credit card in the mail, and they will send you an email, and then you can start earning your rewards. That's how it works. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Why did we even do this? Why are you doing this to us? Like, why did you make us do this? Like I somehow, like, I don't know, like, pull the strings or something and force them to do this, even though literally most people say no to signing up for a card. And it's just like, oh, okay. I was like, grin and bear it, grin and bear it. I was like, well, I'm really sorry, that's how it works, blah, blah, blah. And then they're all like, giving me the look, and so I bag up their stuff, I give them their receipts, and then the daughter has the audacity to ask for my name. And I'm like, okay, here you go. Hands them my birth name or whatever. And they're like, thank you. It's like, what are you going to do? Try and get me fired for what? For doing my job? And then they're all walking out. And then they tried to take the cart out of the store, which you can't do. The carts have security tags. I mean, I guess you can. But the security thing went off on them. So it was really funny. I turn to them and I look at them like, it's your cart. You can't take the cart out of the store. It's like, what do you... So at least they looked really stupid when they were leaving. So that I'm probably gonna have way more Karens than this. This has just been like the week of the Karen uprising. This past week, there've just been so many of them, and it looks like they're continuing the trend into this week. So hopefully, I will not get as many this week. But with last night, we're already starting off the Karen. There's a Karen uprising. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video of a furry talking about Karens. If you did, please like the video and subscribe if you feel like it. And I don't know, I'll see you later. Bye.